La forza dell'essere presente. The strength that comes from being present. This is something that comes very clear in your work. Can you tell us something about it?
I can tell how we become weak. See, we become weak when we become eager. Then we lose our center. And as soon as we center ourselves and get recollected, we gain strength. Now, in the work of family constellations, sometimes we are tempted to become very active, you see. And then we lose strength. And if we wait and get centered and get in tune with the other, then slowly we become calm and we are ready for the work. And the client also is ready for the work. And then at that moment we allow in the constellations the movements to develop all by themselves, or mostly by themselves. And they have strength, because nobody is interfering from outside. Therefore, strength comes from within, and by being in connection with one's own center.
And so, for instance, what would you recommend students that are coming from a cognitive point of view, or from a cognitive background? What would you recommend them to do? What are they going to do with their knowledge?
Well, the approach here is that if you rely on your knowledge, you are no longer in contact with reality as it is. So with your knowledge, you become weak. You gain new knowledge in the presence. Once you allow yourself to expose yourself to what is just in front of you, and suddenly you know what to do, and you also know how to do it with strength.
How can a student trust that what appears from what it's manifested in the present and from the present, it's not something that is just a fantasy, because it takes courage, right? How can someone which is beginning to feel that comes from the present can really trust it?
Well, when you are eager to do something, you just stop for a moment. Then you stop for another moment, and even for another moment. And suddenly you get calm, and you will be surprised how clearly suddenly you see what will be the next important step.
And how did Bert came to realize the strength that comes from being present to what is? Because you have quite a background.
Well, like every cow, I started as a calf. So I made my mistakes, and I had my going astray sometimes. And that I came back slowly. And that is human, you see. By trial and error, we find our way. And we must not be afraid of making errors. Very often you can see if a helper is not quite sure what to do, even the client helps him to go on. They experience that too, isn't
Yes,
it?
of course.
So
Yes.
you trust the field, not only yourself, you see, and the field gives strength to you.
Yes.